Hey, Hoosier Nation, here with Scott Leffel, our incredible Dallas franchise partner. Scott, I got some questions for you.
All right.
First of all, what initially attracted you to College Hunks?
You bet. Well, I've been with the brand for 5 years now. It's been a blessing. But initially, what led me to the brand, I was in the tech world. I was in sales, and the company that I was working for was going through some changes. And so I kind of saw the writing on the wall. It was time to make a change. So I've been looking at different businesses for over a year, probably looked at over 100 different businesses. And obviously, there was the income opportunities, which was the first thing that attracted me to the brand. But the more that I dug in and looked at things, I'd owned a franchise in the past, and it was really our core values, our purpose, move the world. Yeah, the interaction that I had with the franchise owners on the validation calls really made it a perfect choice.
And building leaders, I know, is near and dear to your heart. Could you share some stories about how you're living that locally in Dallas, in your market?
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you that everybody that's on our leadership team has all been promoted from within. So that's something that we take a lot of pride in, is, every day trying to provide opportunities for the guys to prove themselves. Right now, this year, we have somebody that's with us at our reunion. It's up for Hunk of the Year. He's been with the brand for 2 years, been doing a tremendous job. And so, we just always look for opportunities. When the guys are on the truck, we tell them to treat the truck like it's their own company. And then through that, we try to help them build different skills to help them build their resumes. Amazing.
What key piece of advice for someone that is exploring opportunities for College Hunks, what would you give them when they're looking to start a business? Yeah. What would you offer them?
Yeah, great question. I would say you really want to look at what the long-term vision of the brand is. As somebody that's owned a franchise in the past, the franchise that I was with in the past, when I joined the brand, the leadership was in the process of selling. And so they weren't reinvesting in the brand. And it really was extremely scary, because as I'm trying to launch my company, they're trying to get out. And so as a potential franchise owner, you want to make sure that you understand what the long-term vision, and is the leadership bought into this, because ultimately their success is your success.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And your professional journey before, I know you've had some sales experience, corporate experience. How do you think those skills have transferred over to College Hunks?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I mean, honestly, I would just say, life is a journey, and so if you're always trying to get better, and so it doesn't matter necessarily what field you've been in. It's more of a mindset of always trying to reach your potential and be the best that you can be. So whether it's skills that you learn in life or skills that you learn in business, anything is transferable.
Amazing. Yeah. Scott, you're probably one of the most engaged franchise partners in this system. I know you feel really passionate about engagement. Yeah. Tell us why.
You bet. Well, it's important to me, especially, being a franchisee, that I want to be able to have some say in my future with the brand. And so, obviously, Brand Central is there as the guiding light. They have all of the resources to, put the marketing together, to put the performance together, to put the legal together, things of that nature. But if there's any small part that I can play on what are things that happen in the day of the life of a franchise owner that we can, influence Brand Central so that can help guide their future decisions. That's why I'm here, and obviously, so there's a selfish component, but then, we all win together. And so when you're part of a franchise, you want to see your brothers and sisters do well as well, because, rising tide rides us all boats, on those things. So that's one thing that when you're part of a franchise, you want to make sure that there's a good community, that everybody is trying to help everybody, because then we all win together.
Amazing. And I want to dive in. He's being super humble, but Scott is our current FAC president in his second year of serving. Tell us why you're so passionate about the FAC, maybe a little bit more about what the FAC does for our franchise base.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes in line with what we just talked about. So, one thing with our franchise advisory committee, what we try to do is we're a bridge between the franchise owners and Brand Central. And so our role is to, help navigate, things that can come up throughout the year. But, one thing that we're obviously super excited about this year is, we've been more involved in planning our annual goals and trying to help influence what, the direction is. And then now that we've had some influence on what the goals are going to be, we're actually going to be participating more in the rollout of the goals and testing things. And so once again, try to just help support and make sure that we can all be successful.
I love it. Yeah. That's what we want to do. We want to win.
Yeah.
Any parting words for anyone listening that knows about cod chunks, thinking about cod chunks, anything else?
Well, things that I would say, as you're looking at this business, and things that drew me to the business, one thing that's great about moving and junk hauling, it's a business that's recession proof, it's political party proof, it's COVID proof, it's technology proof, so it checks all those boxes. It's, moving, it's been around since the beginning of time, it's not going anywhere. And it's a very rewarding opportunity.
That's amazing. Thank